Hello, and welcome to this edition of EMS Now Up Close. I'm Eric Miskell with EMS Now, and today I have two guests with me for the first time interview with Omega Global Technologies, Inc., Omega GTI for short. Joining me today are Zedric Ochoa, the president of Omega GTI, and Jayson Alfonso. He's the executive vice president with Omega GTI. Gentlemen, thank you for taking some time to come and to talk to me and to introduce us and my audience to Omega GTI. I've been looking forward to this. Let's begin. Maybe Jayson, not Jayson, maybe Zedric. Let me start with you. Give us an introduction to Omega. Tell me about its history and an overview of the general services that you're providing.
Yes, of course. And thanks for having us, Eric. We appreciate the opportunity. Omega GTI was founded in 2010 and was really initialized to help support companies while sourcing in the open market, end of life and shortage sourcing. Since then, we've really grown, adding to our services, the services that we offer our customers.
Good. I do want to get into that a little more, but before we do that, let's give an idea of the scope and the footprint of what you do there. So, and maybe Jayson, I'll pull you in on that. Kind of tell us about where is Omega GTI and what's the footprint?
Hi, Eric. Thank you for having me today. And yes, regarding the footprints of Omega, so we have over 1,000 square feet right now in the Bay Area to support our customers' operations. And we have a total of 4 warehouses in the Bay Area right now. And this is to support all the requirements of the customer in their daily operation. And another one, footprints we have in the Philippines, which is over 25,000 square feet. And this is a brand new warehouse and offices that support all the customer in the Southeast Asia and all Asia and Europe customer. And this is a good opportunity for us to support all the requirements that customers asking support for managing their storage in the Philippines for their EMS and manufacturing in the Asia.
Yeah. And just to make sure I heard that correctly, when you said the square footage in the Bay Area, you have over 100,000 square feet
Yes,
there.
that's
Is that
right.
correct? Right. Okay. And listen, the way you started was kind of as component distribution effectively, right? Kind of, or working with a component supply chain like that. Are you considered an independent distributor on that terms? Are you an authorized distributor? How does that work, Zedric?
That's a good question, Eric. So when we started, it was purely independent.
Okay.
We had no franchise lines. Since then, we've managed to add a few franchise partnerships and authorized distributorships where we're actually working directly with the manufacturers or manufacturers of finished goods such as Arista or Supermicro,
Okay.
and then helping them sell their product to our already existing customer base.
Okay.
In addition to the sourcing of those components, we're able to help our customers with the testing. So in the early days, we used to utilize a third-party test house lab, and now we are able to do that in-house. So we've got the X-ray machines, the decap machines, of course, being able to test solderability and RoHS compliance, things like that. And so our customers are really able to come to us and have us handle every step of that sourcing. So going out into the open market, qualifying the material, qualifying the vendor, bringing it in, providing that other layer of security by testing the material in-house, providing those test reports to our customers and their engineers, so that way they can make the best decision, most informed decision on how to move forward when sourcing those hard-to-find components.
And speak a little bit about your customer base, not names, but I mean, it's EMS, it's OEMs, you're based in the Bay Area, but you have the facilities in the Philippines, so clearly you're doing this on a global basis. How would you characterize your customer base?
Yes, everything from the OEM to the contract manufacturer, even a few ODMs are in our customer base. Really focusing, I think, the last 10 years on the OEM customer has been our strength. Being here in Silicon Valley really allows us to see these companies, grow from a small startup into a larger company. And that really allows us the opportunity to grow with them. And so if we can come in on the ground floor, it really gives us the opportunity to grow as they continue to scale.
Mhm.
And then with that, the introductions to their contract manufacturing partners. And then in recent years, the ability to help our OEMs maybe find the best contract manufacturing partner for them, which has really been an interesting, next step in our growth. I never thought that we would be repping for contract manufacturers, and here we are doing that today. Yeah, yeah.
Now, I appreciate that. I used to run a small quick turn prototype shop here in the Dallas area, and the distributors were our best friends, right? They knew, the small OEMs who were building and developing things and needed some proto boards, right? So
Yes.
you guys have this very interesting and important role in the industry, not just on the component side, but with the relationships like that as well.
And then the being able to support the component sourcing and then the testing has now opened up this new opportunity for us, which is actually managing the material for the customer. And so, most of the OEMs nowadays, they're not managing the material themselves. Even if they're purchasing the material, it's being physically managed by a third party or by the contract manufacturer. And we're seeing that a lot of times the contract manufacturer also doesn't want to have to store the material and manage it. And so that presents a new opportunity for us, which is now the kitting and warehousing services
Yeah.
that kind of grew out of our excess consignment program. But yes, the kitting and inventory management is really a good opportunity.
And and that's interesting because when I look at you, I see that how you did that expansion happen for you, that you're doing everything that you're doing, the kitting and VMI, the inventory management. I think you do some level of system integration as well. You reference the test inspection labs and all that. And what I'm hearing is that was really driven by customer demand. Is that how that evolved, or how did that evolve?
Yes, that's correct. Most of the services that we offer, we didn't invent it. We didn't come up with the best way to do it. It was really just a challenge that our customers were facing, and then us looking at what were the different solutions and what we could really put in place that would be effective in solving their problem, and then of course would make business sense for us to make that investment on the front end.
Yeah.
And
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, and it's worked out. It's worked out very well for some of these services that we're now offering.
Good. Hey, I wanted to follow up on one, and maybe Jayson, you can speak to this. The Omega has their excess consignment program. That's excess inventory is an issue in in the industry. So tell me about that program and what that provides to customers.
Yes, Eric. So one of our forte, which is the excess consignment program, which customers having issue right now with excess inventory. So we come up with this model to support them on how we can help them with this excess inventory by offering this program, which is allowing them to get some or recoup some money from this excess inventory. And Omega will support them for bringing the materials in our facility, doing all the works and labor, and we will offer this to our channel partners and give them this real updates to our online portal with the status of each activities that we do for the access program. So they love the service because it's they will not pay anything. Omega will show the and carry all these works
Yeah.
and shipping to the customers. So they love the system.
Yeah. And Zedric, how does that? So you buy that, you bring it in house, you store it, and then you seek to resell it or repurpose it in the industry, is what it sounds like.
Yes, and I mean, what we see is that for the most part, OEMs, their core business is not selling raw components, right? Not even managing it, like I mentioned
Yeah.
before. Even contract manufacturers, they usually don't want to have to deal with the excess material from a customer project, right? They want to deal with building new product. And so what we find is that we're able to help both partners by alleviating the space that the material that's taking up space there. And so we bring that material in, right? We'll do a QC of that material, cycle counts, load that up into our internal inventory management portal, which we then allow our customers to have access to. And this is really, I think, one of the perks, right? Jayson mentioned the zero upfront cost. That's always great, right? No one wants to spend additional money on excess material to try and sell it. So zero upfront cost is definitely something that our customers love about it. But the other part, which is the ability to see that inventory in real time through an online portal, and then the ability to pull back any of that material if they happen to need it for a legacy build or a repair, right? So one of the biggest challenges people face is they will scrap material, and then 1 quarter later, they find that they actually need something from that batch that was scrapped, and they have to go out into the open market and source it and pay PPV for it. So our program alleviates that issue. If the material's still in stock, our customers can pull it back at no cost. So we're not going to charge them, any kind of fees to pull that material back. And so that is definitely a big perk that our customers love about our excess program.
And you mentioned there, and what manages that? Is that an internally developed program? Is that you extend to your customers, or is that an industry one off the shelf that you brought in?
No, it's something we built in-house, but it is an online portal. It's not open to the public. It's only you're only able to access it through specific credentials that were created for you. So each of our customers has their own set of credentials. They're able to log in and then only have visibility to the inventory that belongs to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, this is always fascinating to me how somebody in the distributor has evolved, right? The evolution of that business model, I think, is an interesting phenomenon in this industry, and it continues in these kind of challenging times. Which and a term that's being applied, and Jayson, I wanted to ask you about, is the emergence of what they're calling 4PL distributors, right? It's an operational model, but tell me about that. What is that, and how does that apply here?
Yes, Omega GTI started with a 3PL services. Now we are moving to the next level, which is the 4PL, which is a combination of the logistic warehousing and also the managing their supply chain on clients' behalf. So we are now using these services to support the customer on their daily operation. Right now, they don't have any warehouse. Most of our customer are OEMs, CM, and we have this over 100,000 square foot operation, and to support their requirements in regards to with the
well, but you pull it in, right? So you're not just ordering the material, you're actually, I mean, it's that full thing as I see it. As you said, the kitting, the VMI, there's some system integration work being done at some level, right? So you're becoming so much more, and you're holding it so that you can, you're a real extension of your customers in that sense.
Yes, that's correct, Eric. So this 4PL service, like you mentioned, is we handle other supply chain, logistic, distribution, and combine all their materials in one umbrella, which is we manage everything on their behalf. And through this 4PL logistic, we take care everything what they need, starting from sourcing and supply materials they need, and also the distribution up to their OEM, CM, or manufacturer.
Okay. No, it makes complete sense. And now, do you guys do anything with PCB boards as well? Is that, I mean, that's such a people forget that's a major component, but how Zedric?
No. So we're not getting into the contract manufacturing. That's definitely still done by our EMS partners. Yeah. What we will do in some cases is we'll supply the raw goods to the EMS partner on behalf of the OEM, and then receive the finished goods from the EMS partner, which we then maybe repackage, or like Jayson mentioned, integration. We might integrate some drives, maybe we upgrade certain memory products, and then we ship that out to the end customer. And then also maybe even reverse logistics. So some customers are utilizing our warehouse space for reverse logistics. So if there's any issues with the product, failures, it can come back into one of our warehouses. Returns can come back into our warehouses. And so that adds to the 4PL services of what customers can avail.
Yeah, no, absolutely, absolutely. So how do you see I mean, it's been a tough year in the industry, you know, for contract manufacturing for a variety of reasons, right? That material shortages turned into material overhang for a lot of customers, and people are working that out. So what's your general view of the industry as we start moving into fourth quarter of, you know, this year and into next year?
Wherever the optimists,
Right.
Jayson and I. Yeah, well, you know, we kept, you know, hearing, you know, next quarter, and it's been about 4 quarters now, right? That you know, demand was going to come back. But what we are seeing is a slowdown in the amount of excess coming our way. And so that to me is an indicator that people are working through the inventory that they've built up, right? And they're ready to start placing new orders. So I think that's happening. You know, we're seeing the transition from requests for us to scrub a BOM or an excess list come down, and then we're now seeing shortage lists. So people coming to us and asking us if we can help them with a specific spot buy, identifying a lot of material that they can purchase now for an EOL buy. So these types of requests are coming back, and that to me is an indicator that things are turning around. Yeah, for that side of the business.
Right. And you're right. I mean, you have to be an optimist, right? It beats the alternative any day of the week. So and especially in this industry. And that's what you're saying is kind of consistent with what I've been hearing from various companies and people in the industry as well, right? That, you know, you're right. I like that. You know, 4 quarters in a row, we're hearing it's, you know, it's changing. Well, it's going to, and I think 2025 seems to be the general consensus of when things really start turning the corner. So good. Well, listen, gentlemen, for people who are interested, who are watching this, who may not know Omega and want to learn some more, how would you recommend they do that? How should they reach out to learn more about you or get to speak to you?
I definitely recommend checking out our website. In there, you can kind of see a bit more detailed, polished description of our services. You know, I'm sure our marketing team was able to do a better job than Jayson and I during our first interview. But that is a great place to learn about the services that we're offering, what we're capable of. And then you can always use the Contact Us page. That is always directly filtered depending on what type of service you're choosing on there, what you're interested in. It's going to go to someone who's going to get that email and get back to you within 1 business day. So we pride ourselves on that. Having the team in Asia, having the team in the Americas, being able to always answer back and work for our customers 24 hours. So yeah, the website, I definitely recommend the website. Jayson, any other areas, maybe LinkedIn?
Yes,
We do
that's
have a
another
LinkedIn
plan.
page.
Yes, Zedric, that's another plan to add LinkedIn, and soon we might add some social media like Instagram. So we're planning on that for tomorrow. And the reason why we want to showcase on Marketing Omega services is to show them what the automation and the streamlining process that we are presenting to the customer. So this is good for them to know what's Omega capability.
Yeah. Listen, and I have been on your website. It's a very good website. It gives a very good overview. It shows a bit about you, the software program, the platform you've developed, which is all good. But I'll take exception with what you said. I think you guys did a terrific job here on the first interview. It's a good overview, and you know, I look forward to in the future getting some updates from you both as the industry evolves and the you know, things start turning. So I look forward to updates in the future, and anytime you want to come on, just let me know and I'll be glad to make time.
Sounds great. Thank you, Eric.
Thank you, Larry.
Good. Thank you both. Have a good day.
Have a good day.